Alright, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to play Abzan Humans. This deck has been quite strong in meta that was before the bannings of Thibault's Trickery and the suspension of Memory Lapse. Now we won't be facing Trickery combo for obvious reasons, but we had a pretty decent matchup against that deck, and that was mostly because of Thalia. Now post-ban I won't expect as many games against Jeskai as we have faced before prior to the bannings, but one of this deck's best matchups is Jeskai. Humans are really strong against Jeskai because of its disruptive nature in Thalia, Freebooter, Spellbinder and Ranger-Captains. And we also play Coco to rebuild faster if our opponent manages to wipe our board somehow. And one of this deck's worst matchups are Elves, which does not care about our disruption and they are able to outrace us most of the time. So I hope we won't be facing him this time. But anyways, now we will go through each card one by one. So first into our 1-drops. We have a 1-off Dauntless Bodyguard, which can be sacked to give another creature indestructible. We have 4 Esper Sentinel to draw us cards when our opponent plays their first non-creature spell each turn. We have a 1-off Giant Killer to destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. It can also be played and used to tap down opposing creatures. And lastly we have 3 Thraben Inspectors, which gives us a clue token when it enters the battlefield. In our 2-drop slot we have 4 Thalias to make non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. This also has First Strike, which can be overlooked sometimes. We have a 4-off Thalia's Lieutenant, who is putting counters on all of humans and gets bigger and bigger as more humans enters the battlefield. We have 2 Kitesail Freebooters, which can snag a non-creature non-land card from the opponent's hand. We have 2 Dire Tactics as our hard removal. In our 3-drop slot we have 4 Brutal Cathars that exiles a creature when entering the battlefield. This also transforms into Moonrange Brute, which is a 3/3 first striker with ward pay 3 life. Then we have 4 Spellbinders for disruption and is a solid 3/1 flying beater. We have a single Adeline Resplendent Cathar, which has power equal to how many humans we have on the battlefield. And when attacking, it does not have to be with Adeline, by the way, but when we are attacking with any creature, we get a 1/1 human, which is also tapped and attacking. We have 3 Ranger-Captains. He is able to get us a 1-drop from our deck into our hand. You're also able to sack the Ranger-Captain and our opponent can't cast non-creature spells that turn. So a little trick with the Captain is that if you suspect a board wipe on the following turn, is to sack him on their upkeep to prevent them from casting non-creature spells during that whole turn. As our last 3-drop we have 3 General Kudro. He acts as an anthem effect for humans, but that is not the only reason that we are playing him. It is also for the not so obvious reason, when he or another human enters the battlefield we get to exile a card from an opponent's graveyard. We can also pay 2 and sack 2 other humans to destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. Then we have 4 Collected Company, which allows us to look at the top 6 cards and put down 2 creature cards with mana value 3 or less into the battlefield. And for our mana base we have 1 single forest, 2 Brightclimb Pathway, 4 Godless Shrine, 2 Blooming Marsh, 3 Overgrown Tomb, 2 Branchloft Pathway, 2 Temple Gardens and 4 Unclaimed Territory. So that was the deck. And before we get into the games I would appreciate if you would drop a like and subscribe. And please comment and let me know if you would like to see me play a specific deck in a future video. Alright, let's get into the games. Okay, first game. So a Thalia, 2 Thalia's Lieutenant and a Brutal Cathar. We don't have green for Collected Company, but that's fine I guess. Dire Tactics. Territory name human. Okay, Goblins. So let's see if we can outdo Goblins. I have this 2/1 first striker. So I think what can pose a problem is some early Moxes. So we'll try to get mana for Dire Tactics. Go black. Let's play General Kudro. Attack. So now Dire Tactics cost 3 because of Thalia. So let's have that in mind. Okay, never mind. Okay, so they missed their land drop, which is great. So let's play the Thraben Inspector and a Lieutenant. Put some counters. Attack with Kudro. So they are down to 13. Have a pretty solid board. And they still missed their land drop. And so did we for a couple of rounds. But let's see. Yes, let's play Brutal Cathar. Take Javelineer away. And attack again. So they're taking at least 3. Okay. Looks good. So far. Yes. That's game 1. Game 2. We have Territory, Tomb, Thalia's Lieutenant, Giant Killer, Brutal Cathar. We still need one more land to be able to make this work, but I think that's not impossible. Okay, so we have Concealed Courtyard. This could be... I don't think it's humans because they play Lurus, but you'll never know. Let's play the Giant Killer. Because if there are humans, they won't grow very big. Okay. So here is Brutal Cathar. He's probably going to be a MVP in this matchup, and also the Giant Killer. But let's hold back for a bit, so we are able to tap down Core Spirit Dancer if we need to. Yes. So it's white-black enchantments. And Ghost Form. Okay, missed that one. Yeah, let them attack. Okay, that's bad. Didn't actually think that was going to be the interaction. Okay, so double Spirit Dancer. Okay. Let's play the Elite Spellbinder. and check what they have. They have another Core Spirit Dancer, a Heliod's Punishment. I think we'd take the Heliod's Punishment, but because without enchantments, these are totally worthless. Although it will only cost 4 mana, so they can tap out next turn. But at least they might not be able to cast anything else. Okay, so they play the Spirit Dancer. They will probably cast Inquisition as well. Alright, so we can take 4 here. Okay, so this looks okay. We can play this and a Lieutenant, pump everything. And now we can hold off with the Giant Killer and just attack in with the Spellbinder. And we can do the very same thing next turn. So they will probably cast the Heliod's Punishment on this Spellbinder or Giant Killer. It's their... okay. They play... okay. Okay, so they will draw a bunch of cards. Okay, so now their hand is fully stacked. And before they go to combat, we'll tap this down. And so now we need to jump with the Brutal Cathar. Unfortunately. Go to 1. Okay, so the question is... can put this down. Yeah, we have probably lost this game. Yep, that is totally game. So we'll move on. Yeah, this looks decent. Double Sentinel, Thalia, and Brutal Cathar. Paying 2 and play a Sentinel. So we're going to take a little bit of damage here. I think it's fine. Great. So unless we're up against burn or something like that, this will, yeah, won't necessarily be a problem. Looks like Reanimator from here. So that means we need to play Thalia as fast as we can. Slow them down at least for a turn. Looting, draw cards. Feels nice. So far they have Jin Gitaxis and Ultimatum in the graveyard. So we'll see how far that can take them. So let's play this and a Lieutenant. So they are already down to 14. Discovery, draw 2 cards. And there we have a Lord. Alright. So this means we can play Sentinel and General Kudro this turn. And Kudro is a little bit of an MVP right here. So this will allow us to take away anything in their grave. So either we take a Ultimatum or Gitaxias, and I think we'll take the Ultimatum because that is the scariest of them all. Refill our hand. So it's not the end of the world. So here I think we'll play a Spellbinder. Alright. I think that pretty much sealed the deal. Yeah, good game. Okay, so this is game 4, and we are currently 2-1. So this looks good. No 2-drop, but no problem. Triome, so this could be Jeskai. And there is our 2-drop. So I hope that Sentinel will be a good asset in this matchup. So we'll play white in order to play Ranger-Captain. So let's go to combat first. And then we'll cast the Spellbinder. Magma Opus. So let's see what they are up to. So we have Mizzix Mastery, which they need 5 lands to cast at this moment. Then we have Lightning Helix, which they are able to cast next turn, so we'll take that. Buy some more time. Otherwise, they have a pretty expensive hand at this moment, and they are able to make a 1/1 out of this Shark Typhoon as well. So let's keep that in mind. Okay, so at this point, I think that we start to attack in with Thalia. And they will not make a 1/1. So we can play this tapped and Ranger-Captain. That way they can't play Mizzix Mastery next turn if we sack it on their upkeep. And that is if they drew a land as well. But we will just assume that they did. And they are able to absorb it here as well. Okay, fair enough. And so this is our 5th and final game. So we have a pretty decent hand, I would say. So it's yeah, it's definitely keepable. So I think at this moment we will play Unclaimed Territory into Sentinel, Blooming Marsh into Thalia. And then hopefully we can play Adeline on turn 3. Inspire Vantage. Could be a burn deck or some Boros aggro. Or Reanimator. So this will be our seems like a Dragonstorm variant. Okay, so now we can either play Adeline or General Kudro. I think that Adeline puts pressure on them, so we'll play that. And next turn we could either play Kudro or Ranger-Captain. But in our case I think that we will take the more cautious route. So let's play Blooming Marsh and Ranger-Captain. Yes. And we can either... Let's see what they do. Okay. What is this? 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Okay, that will resolve. But we'll still search. And if we are... I don't think that we need to worry about a sweeper or something like that. I think that we'll probably take a Sentinel. So they are down at 5. So let's see what they do. Either we are dead or we get another turn and they are dead. Yeah, so that's game 5. Thanks for watching.